your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.
Hello, everybody. Brian Engelman here at 2018 Politicon in Los Angeles, California. I am pleased to be joined with Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse, thank you very much for taking a few moments to join me today.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you.
Well, you know, we're here right before midterms. This is a big political convention, left, right, center, libertarian, all those things. You have been doing your show for a while now. What are you sensing, your finger on the pulse? What do you think Americans are thinking about right now as they're gearing up to head to the polls?
Most are thinking about keeping America great, making it great, supporting the great white hope, President Trump, and continue what he's doing already. Since being in office, he made a promise that he's going to make America great again, and so far he's doing it, and I think most people are excited about that. I'm glad that the children of the lie are acting out, and the children of the lie are the liberal media, the Democratic Party, the right-o Republicans, the never-Trumpers. They're having a hissy fit because they never planned to put the country first, and this president is doing it. So I think most of the people are happy about that. So we're on a roll right now.
So you would say you're happy that they're acting out. I think I know why, but for what reason are you happy to see the hissy fits and the acting out?
I'm happy to see it because it's been there forever, and we have not seen it in the manner that we see it now. And so by exposing it, we know who our enemies are now. We know exactly what the Democratic Party stands for, and it's not for the people. It's about power and wealth for themselves. We also know where the liberal media is coming from. They're supposed to be fair and balanced. They're not supposed to be radical and activists as they are, right? And so they're supposed to report the news and let the people decide. But they have clearly taken side of the Democratic Party, and it wasn't so apparent before, but it's absolutely out there now in our faces, right? And so I'm happy that it's being exposed. The Wicked Witch of the West, Maxine Waters, with the low IQ, she even called for the people to attack the supporters of President Trump. When you see them out there, harass them, no matter where they are, right? And so the people didn't know that the Democratic Party was so evil and how far left they had gone until right now. So to me, that's perfect. And I'm glad that the president brought that out of them, exposing them for what they really are.
Yeah, I was just talking with Joel Pollack with Breitbart over here. We ran into him in 2016.
Yeah. I was just on a panel. He was
yeah,
on a panel.
and I said the Scooby-Doo mask is coming off.
Yes,
you're seeing the true colors because when words fail, they just shriek. Yeah, and they don't have much left to go. They don't have a logical, rational line of thought and reasoning of how they got there. There's no Socratic method of, it's just a base feeling of orange man bad, I yell, boo.
That's right, man. They have nothing to offer. They're not even offering their voters anything. They're calling the president racist, they're calling him names, and they are not promoting what he's doing to make the country great. But whenever any little thing pops up, they're on that like it's a big deal. The Russian collusion and just
Stormy Daniels.
Right. Horse-faced Stormy Daniels, right? But they have nothing to offer at all. So I'm really happy about that. I think that come November, the Democrats are going to be really sorry. Sorry about what they have done, especially with the judge, Kavanaugh. No. They were willing to destroy him, calling him a rapist and all that stuff. And they were willing to destroy the judge, his wife, and his daughters. And supposedly the Democratic Party care about women and children. Where's the love for the judge's wife and his daughters? This is an evil party. It's so exposed right now, it's not even funny, man.
Yeah, it was brutal to see the guilty until proven innocent thing, the McCarthyism, the Salem witch trials. They just want heads on sticks. Yeah. They just want to hold up a scalp and say, look, we scalped somebody, praise us. Right. It's madness.
And they have no soul. They have no love. They are willing to destroy an innocent man just to get what they want. And what they want on the courts is someone that supports abortion and so-called same-sex marriage and all that crap. And so they'll destroy your soul just to get that. It's for the power. I'm sorry that the judge had to go through that, but I'm glad he went through it and dealt with it like an alpha male rather than a beta. You know what an alpha beta is, right?
Oh, yeah. But I want to hear it from you.
A beta is a weak man who can't handle challenges. He lives at home with his mama until he's 90. And they can't handle real situations, right? And so the judge handled that the way it should be dealt with. And I believe he was only able to do it because he knew he had the president behind him. The president supported him all the way.
Right.
There's not one other rhino Republican who would have stood by the judge in the manner that President Trump did when situations like that. The judge would not have made it because those other rhino Republicans, had they been president, one of them been president, it would not have worked.
Right. Well, talking about all the names being called, well, what do you make of the race-based stuff? Obviously the guilty till proven innocent. There's a few different issues going on at the same time. But what do you make of all the race stuff and how this is being played out? Because you have your unique perspective. We all do.
Yeah.
What's your breakdown on it?
In my recent book, I called the Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood, I proved that racism does not exist. It has never existed. It's a made-up lie. It's a word that's been made up by the children of the lie to control, to divide and conquer, right? Mm-hmm. Our battle is a spiritual battle. It has nothing to do with being male or female. It has nothing to do with your color. It's either right or wrong, good or evil. And that's why we have not been able to solve this illusion of racism, because we're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. We have good people in the on the left, some good, the voters, and then we have good people on the right, and it has nothing to do with color. And you're hearing this from a man who I was born on a plantation down in Alabama. I remember for colors only signs, I had to work the fields and cotton fields and things like that. And not one time were we told it was about race. We were told that the Democratic government was trying to divide and conquer, and that there were good white folks and good black folks and bad white folks and bad black people. That only came about after the civil rights movement started. And so they're calling the president a racist because they know that most blacks are going to go into a hypnotic trance and walk into the Democratic, into the poll there, voter booth, and vote for the Democrats. That's all they have to say for most blacks. And then white people,
dog whistle, if you
yeah. And then white people are going to head for the hills because they are afraid of being called a racist.
Mm-hmm.
And
Blackballed,
so,
you can't work anymore. That the Colin Kaepernick thing. It's like he had a job with the Ravens until his girlfriend tweeted out that racist, like comparing it to Django Unchained. It's like, this guy doesn't want to work. He's not getting blackballed. He's blackballing himself. He turned down an offer from the Denver Broncos and the Ravens. It's like, but all day long on ESPN. You can't even go to ESPN for sports. It's just constantly crammed down your throat about how the world in America in particular is racist. It baffles me.
We got to stop letting these people get away with intimidation.
Right.
So what I do is encourage people to overcome words. Don't be afraid. Speak up and deal with these people the way the president is doing, by the way. And if we deal with them, they have no authority because they don't have God on their side. They only have intimidation. And if they cannot intimidate you, they can't get away with anything.
Right.
So we're encouraging people to overcome the fear of being called names. There's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobiaism, Islamophobism, deadbeat-dadism. It doesn't exist. But they make these words up just to control us, to divide and conquer.
And you think it's failing? It's falling apart? It's finally being revealed for what it is?
It's falling apart. With this president being in the White House, it's falling apart like 90 going north. And they can't handle that because they know once they lose that type of control, it's over for the Democratic Party. And look, the last poll I saw, something like 30% of black people are supporting the president. We haven't seen that in a long time.
Well, I mean, you got people like Candace Owens, Kanye West, yourself, just shattering this false narrative of black man, black woman, vote Democrat. What's different about now in 2018 where it feels different? It feels like, I don't want to keep saying the Scooby-Doo mask, but it's just reveal yourself. Yeah. Why in 2018 has the levee, the water has crested, however you want to phrase it?
Number one, you had 98% of black people voted for Obama.
Right.
They thought that he was going to do something good for them. He did no good for them. Nothing happened that really helped them. Chicago didn't change. They were out of work, and so nothing really changed. And so it woke up a lot of black people to that. And then you have President Trump who went directly to the black people and said, look, give me a chance. What do the Democrats... That's right. What do you have to lose?
What do you got to lose? Try it.
That's right. And then they're watching this president deal with people, right? Mm-hmm. He's not afraid. And they already loved him from his TV show. He had courage, he was wealthy, he was doing his thing. And now they see how he's dealing with the enemies of good they are impressed by that too. They really like that. And so the fact that he went to them and said, hey, give me a chance, you have nothing to lose. And now that more blacks are working today than any other time, and then they're getting a lot of money back, giving some of their money back on their paychecks and things like that, they're feeling better about themselves, they're feeling better about the country. So it's happening.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see the left wing, the liberal, the establishment, the dinosaur media, whatever you want to call it, the fake news media, wouldn't it be nice to see them actually report on that? Right. Occasionally, maybe a couple times a week instead of never, or once a month as a sidebar in the last 90 seconds of your broadcast.
That's right.
Like, it seems like that's an important thing that's happening in America.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to report on the good that's happening because they don't want to lose them. If they inform the people what this president is really doing, it's over for the Democratic Party. They have to keep them handicapped. They have to keep them feeling like victims.
Dependent.
And they have to keep them dependent. That's what Obama did. He tried to hook everybody up to the government.
Here's your Obamacare.
Everything.
Hey, remember what I got you? It's the mafia. Hey, I'm going to do you a favor. Just
right.
I'm going to ask for a favor in return one of these days. It's like,
Right.
Jesus, it's mafia.
That's why they're not reporting it, because they don't want them to know the good news. It's over for the Democratic Party if they should know. And that's why they're not reporting it.
Well, look, let me let you get back to what you're doing. I want to thank you for spending a few moments here. Tell people about your book, about your site, about your shows, what you have coming on, so people can check out more of what you're doing.
So my last book is From Rage to Response. No, I'm sorry. The Antidote. That was my first one, From Rage. Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. And I write about Obama, Michael Brown, and Trayvon Martin, and all those people. And the one thing they had in common, no fathers in their homes. And so I prove in the antidote there's no such thing as racism, right? And I also have a show on Newsmax TV, Monday through Friday from 6 to 7. We're in over 50 million homes around the country. And I have a 3-hour radio show. We have a nonprofit organization where we're teaching men how to overcome anger, start businesses. We have an academy where we're teaching them to start businesses. And we've been around for 28 years without one dime from the government. And so we're rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
No, that's not a message you hear from the Democratic Party very often.
You're not going to hear that.
Very cool, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for taking a moment to speak with us today. Check him out. He's definitely been on our radar. You were with our buddy Anomaly the other day with that interview. That was fun, hanging out with him yesterday. And, I think more of us are starting to connect and introduce ourselves and continue this conversation moving forward, and I'm loving it.
Me too.
So, hey, nice meeting you again. Good luck with everything. Thank you.
Very much.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.